Man,
All
this is
right.
the end.
Monday, September 29th. We back for another one, man. Cujo for Life, the podcast. I'm your host, DJ Thrill. Shout out to the co-host, Jeremy Meredith. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? I'm glad to be back, man. I was off for a week. I'm back.
Shoot, I was off for a week. Yeah, I was off for a week by accident, man. My schedule got kind of crazy last week too. But now we back
It's all
again,
good.
man. I'm gonna give it a few seconds or a couple of minutes, man. Let some people fall in here, man. I know we got quite a bit to talk about and some stuff to look forward to now that we done started district play. So we're gonna get into that real soon, man.
Oh yeah.
Man, did you watch any college football this weekend?
Oh man, my Texas Longhorns are off, man. So I watched a little bit. I think I mostly watched a little bit of what was it, the Oregon Penn State game. But that was pretty much it, man. I'm a pretty
Yeah,
Longhorn all the way.
I
So
watched
yeah.
Bama and Georgia, which got real good in the end. Uh,
Oh, I did see the ending of the Virginia Florida State game.
that was
Chandler
Friday
Morris. Yeah, Chandler Morris, the quarterback from Virginia. You know what he did to us in 18, man.
from Highland Park. Yeah,
Yeah. And
that's
he was
crazy.
doing his magic again, man. He pulled that Highland Park magic out there on Florida State.
Can't get away from Highland Park, man.
Never, man. Oh, there's
Okay.
something about it,
Yeah,
man.
I saw the highlights on that game, and I was wondering how they got to that point. Speaking of Highland Park, whoo-wee. I don't know if this is the game we was expecting, but man, I couldn't have anticipated the back and forth like that, especially not 136 points being scored, man. Uh,
Yeah, hey, if you bet it that this game would have ended up like that, man, you need to go to the casino tonight. For real.
yeah,
Because I don't think even if we tried, man, we would. There's no way you could have thought that the game would have been like that. I would. You could if you would have sat here and told me we would have put up 66 points on Highland Park, I would have looked at you crazy, man. Because
yeah,
that's unheard of. Like people don't do that to Highland Park.
for sure. Let me hey, let me go share some stuff in a couple of pages real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Share. There we go. Okay. All right, we should be good now. All right, man, let's go ahead and get started, man. What's up, Vincent Robinson? And shout out to Cujo for Life O2. What's going on, bro? Um, man, let's get into it. So the Lions took on Highland Park this past Friday at Rose Stadium, man. And let me just say, it was a game um, for the ages, man. And unfortunately, we did fall short, 70-66. Um, and man, I just want to start off by saying, great effort. Um, as far as being able to be in position to try to secure a victory, man. And I hate to say, there's been three games where we were right in it at the end. Marshall was being game number one, Lufkin on the road, and then this past week, uh, Highland Park here at home. So, man, any opinions? Man, I'll let you kick it off for tonight, man.
Oh man. As I wasn't able to make the game, but I definitely was watching it online, man, and I could say it was a roller coaster, man. The whole way, all the way to the last 2 minutes of the game, man. Like I think that's gonna go down as probably one of the best games we've ever, even though it was no defense on either side. I would say that man, that's probably one of the funnest games I've ever watched, like ever. Like,
Mm.
especially for at least, and I can say this is honestly, I think this might top 2018. And the only reason why I say that, man, is just because it was just an offensive onslaught, man, for both teams, man. You got to give credit to both offenses, man. Like Buck
Mhm.
Randall, I think he was the preseason offensive MVP for this district, and he looked the part, man. Like he looked the part. He looked like a guy that was in command. He didn't look like the sophomore that we saw last year, that struggled against us defensively last year. He definitely looked a lot more comfortable this year. And man, also give credit to our team, man, and the way our offense came back. Because man, we were down a lot. And for us to be able to pull off what we did and to be up by 10 in late in the fourth quarter, I mean, you can't really ask more than that, man, to put yourself in a position to win against the state runner up. Like, let's not forget this, man. This is the team that was in the state championships last year,
Yeah.
and you had them on the brink at home. So that's something that shouldn't go unnoticed, man. And like you alluded to, the last 2 weeks, man, I don't think you can recall really, if you just look at our schedule as a whole, um, I don't think you can really recall any other team that might have had the first couple of weeks of the season that's tough as ours. You played two teams that were top 10 in the state. And then also, let's not forget, Marshall was also state ranked when we played them too.
Yeah, and they
And
went three
then,
rounds deep and ran into to South Oak Cliff last year. So all
and
quality
like,
opponents.
yeah, and like I said again, you played two teams that are in this top 10. One of them was in state. I mean, it doesn't get any tougher than that. And for the fact that I know and I understand that we did lose those games, but it was the way that we lost them. We lost them in a way of that we were competing well. Like we shown that we can compete with the top teams in the state. And that's really all you can ask for, man, is that you have a chance.
Yeah.
So that's what, and I think that's a big step that we had from last year's team is that this year, man, we are in these games. Like we actually have a real chance. It's just now we just got to learn from this point on, man. We got to finish these games. You shown that you can compete. You shown that you can put yourself in a position to win. Now you got to finish it off. And I think that's something as we go on later in the show. I think that's something we'll do this Friday.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and start with just how the game started out. So one thing that I would like to clean up, man, is um, man, we were in a 21-0 hole in that first
Yes,
quarter. And you could say, well, the offense wasn't scoring, or you could say the defense wasn't stopping anybody. It was a little bit of both, actually. So, um, and we're not pointing the finger at nobody in particular, but you can't start 21-0 against anybody, especially a team like Highland Park who can basically score at will. Number two, um, you scored 35 points in the second quarter to Highland Park's 28, but they already scored 21 in that first quarter. So the offense is coming alive. We're running the ball well. Um, and then right before halftime, Markeithian Potts,
that was the
uh,
turning point right there. That set up
yeah,
the second
it
half.
was. Yeah, Markeithian Potts. So we were basically in a prevent defense, and we had our safeties deep, and they were trying some trickery before halftime, trying to see what they could get. I think they tried to do a little hook and ladder, and they ended up making a fumble, and he returned that, I want to say, about 65 or 70 yards, and you could just see the sideline just explode. So those are the kind of plays that I think that is going to take going forward. Like you got to steal some possessions. You got to find a way to put points on the ball, points on the board defensively as well, and we've been able to do that against a quality opponent. Now, we'll say this is where the game really started to turn. Highland Park did not score in the third quarter
Yeah,
at
they
all.
didn't score anything.
They didn't score anything in the third quarter. We scored 10, but where we started to let the game go was we allowed them to score 21 in the fourth quarter to our 14. So in that situation where we were up by 10, man, I really would have liked for us to lean on our running backs, man, Kadarius and Ashton. And maybe if you want to add Potts in there, he didn't seem to be a part of the rotation last week. He does a lot defensively, man. But man, I would have liked to seen us run the ball a little bit more, take some more time off the clock.
Yeah.
versus putting that ball in the air. And man, I don't know, man. That game, you're supposed to win that game, man. You're supposed to win that game. Run the ball, be physical, and on that 4th and 8, if you remember, um, Highland Park, we had just punted. They had a penalty, illegal substitution.
Yes, I remember
I
that
would have
one.
liked to seen us take the penalty, man, take the 5 yards, and just man draw something up. Because here's the thing: the fourth quarter, we haven't stopped them yet. 21 points.
I think we lost you, Tristan. Just give us just a second, y'all. We having some technical difficulties. All right, I see you. Can
All
you
right,
hear
there
me?
we go. I had a phone call coming in. Sorry about that.
Okay. Nah, but back to what you were saying. I just lost you again.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, like I said, man, you scored 66 points on Highland Park. I think that does give you a ton of faith going into the rest of the district. And should be pretty confident that we can make the playoffs, man. But I want to see that defense tighten up
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah, man. It's got to tighten up, man. We just can't continue to just keep giving up the amount of points we're giving up, man, and expect to try to compete. Even if we do make the playoffs, man, you can't give up that many points in the playoffs if you have ambitions to go far. So, man, I hope we get some. I hope, especially this week, because this is another team that is a primarily going to be a running team. They're going to
Mhm.
milk the clock. You're not going to have very many possessions. So, especially on offense this week, every possession is going to count. We have to score every time we touch the ball. And I'm not just saying that to say it. I mean, literally, we have to score every time we touch the ball because we don't know when we're going to get it back.
Right.
Because if
Absolutely
memory
right.
serves me correct, last year, last year we started the first quarter. I don't think we touched the ball until what, like 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
It's something similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you want to know about Joshua? They run the triple option, and they are a ball control offense. They really don't put the ball in the air unless they have to. I did see them do a little trickery before halftime against Greenville, but I was told that they run the ball or run that play clock down to about 3 seconds before they snap the ball. So they are limiting possessions, and against a high octane, a high powered offense like the one that we have, you're gonna see limited possessions on
Oh
Friday
yeah, they're
night, man.
gonna.
So
Yeah, they're
if they
definitely,
start 3-0,
especially after they saw us score 66 points on Highland Park. I will be super surprised if they move really fast at all. They know exactly that they do not want our offense to have the ball at all, or at least limit how many times we have the ball.
yeah, and they've
And
got a pretty solid defense too, man. Their D line is pretty solid. May put you in the mindset of Marshall. So they
Yeah,
got some
I
really
was
stout guys on both sides.
yeah, I was looking at that when especially when I was reading through the magazine too. They got a lot of guys that they're looking at on their defensive line. So I would expect this might be another week, man, of just either trying to keep it balanced or having to pass the ball more, man. See if they're but you gotta also remember, man, our offensive line has been pretty exceptional for the most of the season. And
Yeah,
granted, we also have been going against some pretty decent defensive lines. I would say even Highland Park's defensive line is a pretty decent one. And I feel like we've held up pretty well against them. So I don't think I'm too worried there about the defensive line there because I really do trust the offensive line and I trust the offensive line coach to have his game plan ready, man. Like you said though, the main thing, and I'm just reiterating it again, man. Just you got to score in every possession, man, because we really don't know. We could if we go three and out, man, on the first drive, we might not see the ball until the second quarter
second
again,
quarter.
and that's just what it is. So we got to really hone in on like being really good about making sure that we are scoring when we do get the ball. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Man, I'm basically gonna say that the game playing this Friday, I would just like to see us running the ball, man, until somebody can make us stop running the ball. Yeah, we got the luxury of spreading the ball around to different receivers. Obviously, you have a four-star in Trey Harrison, Davion Searles, and Chris tight end receiver Chris Moore. But man, I think get those running backs in rotation. If you have to add Potts in as a third running back to keep some fresh legs out there, because keep the ball away from them. You want to limit their
Yeah,
possessions as well. Um,
and that's
and I
kind
know
of
we
what I
have,
was saying. I was thinking the
yeah,
same thing, man. Now that you say that, man, that's a good analogy too, because that's gonna make it hard. Actually, I would say that's what we should do that instead, because now you making it hard on them too, because of the
yeah,
fact that they want to go slow. But if they having to play from behind, that's what you really want, because now they got to start playing a little bit faster, man. So, um, yeah, I think that would be a good game plan to use, especially for this week, man. Another thing too, man. First down is going to be always the most important playing a team like this. First down every single time, because if you can either hold them at the line or put them behind the chains on first down, that's how you stop teams like Joshua. Because what they want to be in those third and shorts, third and twos.
yeah. You got to
You
put them
know,
in passing situations
they don't want to be in a third and nine.
Yeah,
That doesn't work for their offense.
for sure. Yeah, I'm saying, I know this isn't really our MO or maybe our philosophy on offense, but man, line up. I would like to see us line up under center, man. I'm being honest. And I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons why. Shout out to Christopher Reyes and appreciate you for tuning in, and also
Shout
Jared
out.
Ford as well. And also shout out to Miss Bree. So the reason I'm saying I would like for us to go under center, number one, you can eliminate some of those snaps sometimes being high or low. Number
Yeah.
two, man, you can have two running backs in the backfield, even in the under center. And man, I think if you go back to maybe that old school football, in the '90s, where man, we just gonna run it until you stop
Mhm.
it. One thing that I am gonna point out, man, that option play to
Oh yeah,
Kadarius
I like that,
on the
man. I hope we
edge,
do that a lot more.
man. Now, the only thing about that does put Granberry in position to catch. He might get hit a little bit because if it comes down to it, where he has to make a last minute decision where he wants to pitch it or keep it, he can take some damage. So I
I
know we
would
don't want to do
say
that.
I would say if you're gonna do that play, do it in a situation where you feel like they're not gonna expect it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure on the pitch, they're gonna most likely tell the defenders to be like, hey, you need to bite more on the running back than the quarterback. So
Oh yeah, for sure. You got a 4-star out in space, so I'm pretty sure that would be the assignment.
But that's
But
where
man, I
Granberry has to make the correct decision on, do I pitch it, or since I
yeah.
know that they're gonna most likely gonna defer to Kadarius, I'm gonna just take it and just go.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that the O line, man, shout out to Tristan Taylor who played both ways. We starting to see some guys play both ways now. Shout out to
Okay.
him, man, who played left tackle for Corey, who, man, unfortunately, man, he told me he's out for the season, man. So shout out to Tristan Taylor for stepping in at tackle. And man, I thought those guys look amazing going up against who they were going against. They did open up room in those lanes for Kadarius. Ashton scored a touchdown. Caden Granberry scored a touchdown on the ground. This is all because the O line is giving you that time, or they're giving you those lanes to run through. So shout
It
out to them,
is.
man. But I just want to see us play a little bit more smash mouth football. You got a phenomenal backfield, man. Um, Now, when we did start to put it in the air, we finally started attacking the middle of the field, like I knew we should have been doing, or were capable of doing. And shout out to Mr. Cook, man. He's a junior wide receiver. You know, he had that fade against Legacy early in the year, man. And I
Oh
tell you
yeah.
what, man, he is coming along as a third or number four receiver on the depth chart, man. So when we did start to throw the ball, let me see. Trey had two touchdowns. He had a fade route. He had a inside corner route. Chris Moore had a touchdown, and so man, we still are a balanced football team. But I just want to see us be a little bit more physical and eat up some of that clock. Even though we are 1-4 right now, I still think that your best chances to make the playoffs are coming up with Joshua Cleburne and Burleson Centennial, and we'll just have to see how Redo looks toward the end of the year because there's no telling with them.
Yeah. I would say right now, man, these next 3 weeks are probably gonna be the most important 3 weeks of the season. Specifically, especially because I mean, if you get these next 3 games, you pretty much guaranteed at least the fourth spot for sure.
Mhm.
And then from that point, if you get these next three, it's all about now seeding. Where will you be seated? That's when you want to start. It's like, all right, let's get these first 3 games and lock us in to the playoffs. And then from there, let's try to see if we can get that home playoff game, man. That would be my mindset going into this.
Yeah, seeding is going to be super important in this district, and I still say this district is wide open. You might see Red Oak because Red Oak is very similar to us. They can run, they can pass. You might see them put Highland Park on the on the burner as well, man. You never know how that may end, and you
They
know
could, man.
yeah,
It's very possible.
I'm just gonna tell you, man. This Highland Park team is super vulnerable, man. If you can spread them out and put them on the island against receivers, man, you can beat that team. And Rockwall Heath already showed us that in week one this year. This is not the
Yeah.
same Highland Park from last year, man. And I'll go on another limb, and I'll just say this: if we were to meet them in the playoffs and get them at a neutral spot, I'm willing to bet you can beat them. Now that you pretty much know. Now they were without their top receiver last week.
Yeah. Yes.
But I don't think it matters. I mean, they're going to throw the ball. They're going to throw the ball.
Yeah,
They're
and like I
beatable.
said, and Buck Randall, man, it's just that's probably gonna be the best receiver. I mean, I'm sorry, not receiver, best quarterback we're gonna see this entire district.
Got to put some pressure on that boy.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, and that was another thing, man. We if you sat there and watched the game, man, we could not get to him at all.
I
His
don't
O
know what the
line,
assignment was. If it was just mainly the drop in coverage, man, but they were eating their zone up. So here's my thing, and this is just at any level of football. You can't get beat playing zone and not put pressure on the quarterback. There has to be something. Now, if you're
you
gonna beat me,
got
then I
yeah.
got to start sending somebody.
Yeah, I'm more so on, man, we just gotta man up, man, and that's just what it's gonna be. And we just have to live with whatever result that is. But I'm just not gonna let you just sit back there and just dice my zone up. Because that's exactly
Yeah,
what he was doing, man. They would line up in trips and they have three different levels of the routes. They have a short route, little short drag route that go in front of the linebackers. They have one route that go right behind the linebackers and then your deep post, of course.
yeah.
And man, he would just sit there. and just wait to see which route was open because he had that much time back there, man. And that just can't happen anymore, man. We have to put pressure on these quarterbacks, man, because it's only so much that your defense can hold for a certain amount of time before, especially in the zone. He's at some point he's gonna find the hole in the zone if he has that much time. And that's exactly what he was doing. He was just had enough time to find the holes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he just had an eternity to throw the ball, and that's always a recipe for disaster, man. Now, with that being said, you really don't see another team in the district that can air it out like that. I mean, Red Oak to a degree, with Robinson, but other than that, they, I mean,
I
Highland
don't
Park
I
is,
don't I don't see another offense that's gonna have that prolific of a quarterback that can be able to just dice you up like that. No,
yeah.
I don't see it, man, for the rest of the district.
Yeah, I don't see it either, man. And I don't know if it was some miscommunication in the secondary. I mean, that's one thing about zone, man. If you got a receiver that's smart enough, man, he's just gonna go sit either underneath or over the top somewhere. And for a quarterback like that, man, he can recognize zone all day long, and he
Yeah,
can beat you. Um, so, man, I want to see us tighten up on the coverages. Um,
yeah.
Hopefully, if we run into another quarterback that can drop back like that, which, like I said, you shouldn't really see one, but push come to shove, man, I would like to see us send some pressure. Make them uncomfortable, man. Hit them a couple times.
I just would like to see us just man them up, man. I don't see any of their
Mono e
receivers
mono.
out. I don't see any of their receivers outrunning any of our players. Like speed for speed. I don't see that happening, man. So
Nah,
I was just if it was me, man, I'll just have to take that risk. And I'm
yeah, well,
we just gonna play man and I'm sending pressure.
you got Caleb back this week too, so that's a good sign.
Yes. That's
Who some would consider, your best DB.
yeah,
Uh,
and for a lot of people that don't know, he hasn't played. This is the game with Highland Park. That was his first game back. So I would expect to see him a lot more this week.
yeah, and I figure it's going to take him a couple of games, maybe 3 games, to really get his legs up under him and be back at full speed. But he did come in and contribute. But you could just tell he's not 100% just yet. And I think this was his first full contact week. I think altogether. I'm not sure about
Yeah.
practice wise, but yeah, this is his first full game this year, and I know we'll be happy to get him back at full strength. How you doing, Miss Freeman? Um,
Yeah, and especially
so
man, by the time we get to Midlow and Red Oak, man, he gonna be ready to go.
yeah, so right now you have Highland Park obviously at number 1. You probably have Joshua at number 2 right now, and I want to say Cleburne lost to was it No, they
They
beat
lost
Burleson
to
Centennial, or they beat Burleson or
no,
they
I think
lost.
Cleburne lost to Burleson Centennial.
Okay, so you have
So
Highland
Centennial
Park
would
at
be
1, yeah, number 3, more than likely. I mean, there's really no order, but if you just want to rank them out off of strength, I would go Highland Park, Joshua, Burleson Centennial, and then you have uh, Tyler High and Cleburne, and then Red Oak had a bye this week.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then
Cleburne lost
Midlothian
to
has a loss.
Centennial.
hmm
They lost to them 14-16.
So, what we do know coming up, you need to beat Joshua. I'm picking us to beat Joshua. So I say that's win number 1. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we have is it Midlothian? No, Burleson
We
Centennial,
have Cleburne.
Cleveland. Okay, win number 2. Um,
And then you go back on the road against Burleson Centennial. That'll be if you win that game, that's your playoff berth right there.
so we got 3 games in a row that could possibly get us a playoff seed, if I'm not mistaken.
At worst, that'll get you fourth place.
And then if you really want to just to maybe try to get the third or the second seed, man, beat Midlothian here. Do you think Midlothian is as good as Highland Park at Rose
No,
Stadium?
no, not at all. Definitely not. No, they don't have the offense that Highland Park has. That's what I keep
Yeah,
alluding to, man. We're not gonna see another offense like that for the rest of the district, man. Like that can
I say
score
you
at
beat
will.
Midlothian. I say
and
you beat
score at will
Midlothian.
like that.
Yeah.
I do think
Uh,
Midlothian will probably score more points than what they did against Joshua because of the fact they'll have more time to score.
yeah, for sure. Who does Midlothian have this week? You got your schedule close to you?
Yeah, let me see. They got they got Cleveland, so they'll win that.
Yeah. That'll put them back on track. So basically what we're saying, guys, this Highland Park loss, this does nothing to us. A lot of people didn't even have us beating Highland Park. Um,
Let alone even being that
yeah.
close to them.
Yeah, and that's neither here nor there right now. That game is over with, but we still have several opportunities against teams that did not make the playoffs last year, and Midlothian is looking pretty vulnerable right now. So, man, we still have a really high chance of making the playoffs, and
What
we're just going to keep grading this every week.
it'd be
What you
really
got?
crazy, man. In the magazine, Joshua was picked to finish sixth in the district.
Oh, really?
Midlothian was picked to finish second. So that's gonna really if Joshua, I mean, granted, I hope they lose this week to us, but man, after us, if they can win and pull it off, Midlothian might be out the playoffs
Man, you know what? They got an uphill battle going now because
because they
Joshua was
still
not
they're
one of those
gonna
teams that they were supposed to lose to.
yeah, they were picked to finish second, and that's most likely not gonna
Yeah,
happen
that'll
because
mess that up for sure.
I mean, it's possible though. The way things are going right now, it's possible you might get a two-loss team that might get second place.
Yeah, with them losing to Joshua, and they still have to play a Highland Park offense, a Red Oak offense, and a Tyler High offense. That's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, because that's
That's
the
pretty
game we
brutal.
needed. At least with us, man, we got Highland Park out the way, so we can pretty much chill the rest of the way for the most part.
Yeah, so for anybody that if you got concerns about this game, my main concern was the defense, which I don't know if it's a scheme issue or, like I say, miscommunication within the play once it's being ran. But man, if we can pull those points per games down, you can't start out district giving up 70. Although it be Highland Park, but to me, this is a very average Highland Park outside of the offense. And I even think we just let them do a little bit too much on offense, man. To be honest with you,
Honestly,
um,
I think the problem was too, I think a lot of times we were scoring too fast.
that's true. That's
So
true. Putting your
we
defense back in the
were,
situation.
and I mean, I'm not gonna ever tell a player to not go score. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that's just how the game was going, man. I mean, we were having a lot of one play touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to my point of running the ball. And then maybe hitting somebody over the top because you want to get some of those possessions where you can eat up 5 or 6 minutes worth of clock, man. I mean, and that's winning football right there. When you can eat up some clock and you still end up with points on the board, man. Uh, so we'll
Yeah.
see what the game plan is this week. Um, I never been to Joshua, so where is Joshua? That's closer to you, right?
So for those of y'all that are, let us know in the comments, man, if you're coming out to the game. So Joshua, it's up here close to me. Joshua's right outside of like Crowley area, Fort Worth. So it's kind of like West Fort Worth. So it's closer to like Burleson. So if you were to put it in perspective, if you went to the Cleburne game last year, they right down the road from Cleburne.
Hmm.
They all like in the same area.
Geographically, it makes absolutely no sense to be in a district with a team that far away.
Yeah,
Absolutely no
hey,
sense. Come
I
on,
still trying
UIL.
to figure out what were they thinking that morning, man? Like they were like, you know what? Let's figure out the best way possible to make it the hardest on everybody in this district. And they said, you know what? We just gonna just scramble it up, man, and just throw the teams together. And that's exactly what they did. Because there's no way we should be going past all these districts that we could have been in to go to West Fort Worth or South Fort Worth, Southwest Fort Worth. So
Well, you already know how I feel. I mean, I want to be in that DISD district next year. You're not going past Dallas, and you know, I mean, geographically, it just makes sense, man. Unless you're gonna go back and put us in that old, 5AD1 and 5AD2 district with Marshall, White
Yeah, it's
House, which we
way
know that ain't gonna happen. But we shouldn't be driving to Joshua, man.
man, even for me, it's still an hour drive for me to get over there. So I can imagine what it's like for y'all and Tyler to have to drive this, man. With traffic, especially over there, man, uh, it's gonna take at least a good 3 hours because they got a lot of construction over there off of 287 in Arlington. That's where you're probably gonna run into. So make sure, man, if y'all come into the game, man, that y'all leave early because the traffic is gonna be bad. So
Yeah, I plan to
just
be out
make
of
sure you
Tyler by
prepare for
12
that.
o'clock. Yeah, I don't play no games on game day, bro. I leave
Yeah.
Tyler around
Ugh.
no later than 1 or 2 o'clock, because I need to be on the
And
field in a reasonable manner.
don't worry about the seats, man. It's a pretty decent sized stadium. It's a nice stadium too, actually. So yeah, you don't have to worry about like seats or nothing like that. So you won't have that issue. Um, but yeah, man, really just the traffic. That's about it. Just to get there. It's gonna be pretty jacked up. But once you're there, man, you're there and you good.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I just want to, man. So we had Chris Moore lined up to join us tonight, man, but he had some conflicts with his work schedule, so he couldn't join us. And I wasn't able to get in contact with Braylen Ford, who was supposed to join us as well. But we got time to get those guys on down the road in the season. So if you were
For sure.
wondering why they are not on here tonight, um, that is why. And so next week, man, I'm thinking about getting our linebacking crew with Dre Quincy and Markeithian Potts. I need to get some more defensive guys on here, man.
Yeah, for sure. We can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to them this week, and I'm pretty sure they'll be more than willing to do it.
Mm.
I see those guys every Friday on the sideline, and man, I will say this, man, being on the sideline and knowing that we were that close, it hurts, man.
Yeah, I
That would have
do.
shocked the whole state, man. But we are capable of doing it. We are capable.
And that's what we keep saying, man. We have shown that's different from last year. We can compete with the top teams in the state. That's pretty clear. It's just again, man, you gotta finish these games, man. Because that's where it shows if you a true playoff team, if you can get in those games and you can finish it.
Yeah, I
So
wasn't even worried about the first quarter anymore because we had made it into a game and we flipped the score and went up by 10. Um, but like you said, man, it's all about how you finish. And I'm just gonna say this, man. I think when we're clicking on all cylinders, this is one of the top offenses in the state, 5A or 6A.
oh
I'm just
yeah,
gonna say it.
we proved that on Friday, man. Like once you get everybody going, it's like who do you stop? Like, who do you focus on? You can't. You can't just focus on one person.
Yeah,
And that's
for
what
sure.
Highland Park was running into, and it was stressing them out, man,
Yeah,
because they were so laser focused on worrying about Trey that that's when Jermichael Cook started going off, man. So
yeah. And that
yeah,
kid right there, man, is still a sleeper. When he lines up, and it's kind of like he was doing Highland Park how they were doing us. He was just sitting. He was because
yeah,
they were playing zone too.
yeah.
He was
Both of
just
us
sitting.
couldn't stop. Both of our zone coverages, man, were just getting eaten
Yeah,
alive.
it was ugly. It was ugly.
It was
Um,
getting, yeah,
read a couple of comments. Yada 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 yada. Up by 10 with 3:05 left in the game. Defense got to turn it up for sure, for sure. Benson Robertson said, "I think we got the respect of the whole state. That was the main topic in the Dallas Morning News." I was
oh yeah,
wondering, what they were saying in the DFW because I posted in that DFW board on Facebook, man, and I was telling them that Highland Park was on upset alert. So I was kind of curious about the conversation in the Dallas area, and are people starting to look at us a little differently now? I mean, you still got to finish that game, but to have a team like Highland Park who is state ranked on the brink of losing, what
yeah,
they were saying in the DFW. So, and that's 2 weeks in a row, man. Two top 10 opponents.
on the
You had them on
ropes.
the ropes, man. Gotta finish, man. And you
Matter
know
of
what
fact,
this will do
you
for these
were
kids? Let me tell you something, man. You beat Lufkin, Marshall, and Highland Park. You probably in the top 10 yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah. They definitely have been. It could have been surrounded, been top five in the state with those two straight wins like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
the legacy game.
I
I
mean,
mean, you
that's
already know how I
just
feel about that.
that. I
uh,
don't even that game there, man. You can't. It's just weird every year, man. You just have to leave it at that. It's just
yeah,
weird.
hella weird, man. But I still think, man, we in good hands. Offensively, I think that's our strength right now. But we can tighten up some things on defense that I think that will help us. And we just got to wrap up once we get to the point of attack, man. Too many missed tackles. Um, we did get a couple of turnovers. We had that fumble recovery before halftime, and also shout out to Braylen Ford, man. He had an interception in that first half as well, man. So we're getting turnovers. Um, we just got to wrap up, man. I mean, I'm seeing situations where we're in the backfield and we just didn't wrap up and we missed a tackle, or they were in the end zone or getting close to the end zone and we just didn't wrap up. So now it's a touchdown. So look, those little fundamental things right there, I feel will really help us clean up our defense.
Yeah, because a lot of that, man, too, is not tackling and stuff, man. That keeps a lot of these teams' drives alive that should not be alive.
Yeah.
Some plays that should have been punts turned into first downs just because we didn't tackle.
Yeah, I mean, and that's against anybody, man. We're not asking that all 11 guys on the defense be D1 superior athletes. You don't have to be that. It's just
Hmm.
fundamental football, man. Just making tackles at the point of attack, and that keeps you off the field, basically, man.
Yeah,
It keeps teams out of the end zone. So we're there. It's just we got to execute. Once we get there, man, and make those plays.
yeah, definitely for sure. Man, another thing I kind of wanted to allude to, man, what I was reading. So apparently their quarterback was this
Hmm.
one of the slot receivers last year, turned quarterback. So
Really.
that's gonna be interesting to see how that dynamic is gonna work when we play them.
Hmm.
Like how do they use him? Because and they also brought one of the running backs that was splitting time with the starter last year. He's the actual starter now.
I
So
didn't know
they
that.
do have experience back there. So it's not
Hmm.
somebody new. And also, like you said, granted with the defensive line that they have coming, man, it's going to be a test.
Yeah.
And it's just simple. Just score. You got to score every possession because you do not know when you're getting it back.
Yeah, this needs to be like a playoff game atmosphere. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The rest of these games need to be do or die. You don't need to think about it. Oh well, we got Cleburne and Burleson sent. Nah, we need every last one of them, man. Every
Yeah.
last one. It has to
No,
be
this is
playoff
not a
mentality right
game. This
here.
is not a game you can afford to lose.
Nah, you definitely can't go down 0-2 in district. Um, and
Because at
because
that
these
point, you
other
really
teams are
can't
just gonna
lose no
feast on
more.
you. Nah.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll be in the same position like you were last year, where you need somebody to lose, or then it may come down to points. And I mean, anytime you relying on that, you most of the time gonna miss the playoffs.
Yeah. And
So,
I don't want us to have to go through that again.
nah, for sure. All right, so yeah, this Friday, man, we will be in Joshua. Game is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. And man, I hope we got some good news to report come
Yeah,
Monday, man,
hopefully.
because
Yeah.
we will be here, win, lose, or draw, and we will bring you all the information that we can. Also, I'm gonna look into it as much as I can. Mallard did suffer an injury Friday, but he played through it, man. So I'm kind of curious to see if he's gonna maybe have a light practice this week and still be able to play come game time Friday because we definitely need him.
Yeah, that was definitely promising to see that he was still playing. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Uh Man, that's it for me, man. I'm gonna try to catch me some Monday night football. And man, we do
Oh yeah.
appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. And we do appreciate the comments, man. You guys are engaging a whole lot more. Shout out to Chris Blevins, Jerry Ford, Christopher Reyes, Vincent Robinson. Shout out to Miss Freeman as well. And anybody else that tuned in that did not comment, man. We do appreciate it. And we still look forward to bringing you the top content every Monday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central. And we're gonna have some guests for you next week, man. I can assure you that. So this show is just slightly shorter, but man, we good. We're gonna see what happened
Oh yeah.
Friday night, man.
Hey, what do you think about possibly doing a a pregame show, man. Maybe we can see what time, depending on what time we get there, man. We might
It
get
de-
a little
it
special.
depends on what time I get
Yeah,
there. It
because I
depends on
know
what time I
that
get there,
traffic,
bro.
man.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what time I get there, but it's possible. It's possible for sure. Very possible.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
For sure. All right, man. Cujo for Life, the podcast, another episode in the books, man. I'm your host, DJ Trill, co-host, Mr. Jeremy Meredith. We out this thing, man.
All right.